Hi, I'm Dr. DeBusk, and today we're going to talk about pruning. Before you prune, you need to have a purpose to prune. This could be to remove dead, diseased, or broken branches, which can be done at any time of the year. It could be to improve or adjust the shape of the tree, or remove codominant stems. It could also be to improve the flowering and fruiting production, but that needs to be done at a certain time of the year. So you can notice that we have a couple of codominant stems here. So that's when two or more stems are growing together. So this is not a good thing because it forms a weak attachment. So in here would be something called included bark. So there's actually bark inside of here which allows it to separate very easily when there's a big storm like a hurricane. So in order for this to have been done properly, you need to train your tree when it's young to make sure that this doesn't happen. You want to have one single trunk rather than the splitting of these trunks. So the first cut we're going to talk about is a removal cut. So this is good for large trees. So that's when you're actually removing the branch from the trunk. So when you have a larger branch, you want to do a 3-cut system. So that first cut is going to be about 1 foot away on the underside. The second cut is going to be on top, which is further from the branch out. And then the third cut is going to be closer to the tree, but you need to know exactly where it's going to be. So you want to be looking at this bark ridge right here, as well as the branch collar right here, because you don't want to cut into the branch collar because that will actually stimulate growth and you'll have little suckers coming out. So I look at this bark ridge and then I kind of make almost like a 45-degree angle here, but you want to stay outside of this branch collar. So you can see this third line here has it right outside the branch collar. So 2 about there. So second off. You see that now that the branch is removed, it's a nice round cut. You can also see on the bottom here that it's nice and round. So what happens if it's not nice and round? Well, I have an example right here. So this was a very difficult cut because it was a codominant stem and we really couldn't get into there. What do you see is going on here? So you notice all these suckers coming out of here. It's an oval cut. It's still healed, but an oval cut is going to cause these suckers. So you want to have a nice round cut, not an oval cut. You notice that this cut looks kind of odd, and that's because it wasn't cut in the correct place. So the wound did not correctly heal, and you can actually see that there's a little bit of decay going on. To see it from another angle, you can see here we have a big old stub that probably needs to be corrected. We don't have any suckers growing out of it, but a lot of times you do. So you can correct it the same exact way as you would cut to do a removal cut. The next cut we're going to talk about is a reduction cut. That's the selective removal of stems and branches in order to decrease the height and the spread of the tree. When you do a reduction cut, you want to pick a larger branch that has a smaller branch that is about 1/2 to 1/3 of the size. So you can see with this one, this is about 1/3 of the size, and I'm actually going to remove this branch right here. So you can see here, this branch is actually much longer than the branch that we're keeping. So this will reduce the spread of the tree. First, you want to identify where to cut on the actual branch. So again, you want to identify this ridge where you can see it right here, and you want to cut at about a 45-degree angle from that ridge. So I'm going to draw that right here so you can see where to cut. We're going to use a ratchet lopper in order to cut this. So you may be wondering how much foliage you need to take off each year. If you have a large tree, it shouldn't be any more than 25% per year. How do you determine what to actually prune? Well, pruning is an art. So you have to look at it more of an artistic way. So you see these branches here. You want to have the branches evenly spaced out, so if you see branches that are close together, or if you see branches that are becoming a more dominant leader, those are going to be ones that you remove. So there is no special formula when it comes to pruning. You just want to make the tree look nice. You learn something about pruning, and you'll be able to do some pruning cuts on your own.